Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Scarlett and Nerchio on Invader, the latter edition. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is Nerchio. And spotting in the left side of the map at the bottom is the blue Zerg player, Scarlett. Alright, so a ZVZ for you guys today here on the channel. Been a while since there's been a ZVZ, so I figured I would cast one between two amazing StarCraft 2 players. I know Scarlett has her fans on this channel, and Nerchio has his fans on this channel, so go ahead and root for whoever you want to win. Not like you need my permission, but go ahead and do so anyway. Alright, so it looks like Nerchio and Scarlett are both going for a hatchery first, and here is Nerchio's hatchery first. Ready, set, go! And there's Scarlett's already on the way, a little bit sooner than her opponents, just barely up there. Both players getting their drones at about the same times as well, so nothing too crazy going on. Extractor on the way for Nerchio, and there's the Extractor for Scarlett. So pretty much mirror builds right now for these two players. We should see, I'm going to assume somebody's going to go for some quick speedlings and possibly some banelings as well. That just seems to be the way we go with this thing. Although, I would not be surprised if somebody just went straight for Roach, because again, Roach is a fairly solid counter in this situation where your opponent is going for those speedlings. If you can block off ramps, if you can pick off banelings from distance using the Roach's acid saliva attack, you're going to be in a pretty good spot there. So 3 workers on the gas and 3 workers on the gas here too. Both players getting their spawning pools. Once again, not too much of a difference here. This is a 4-player map. You can spawn up here and up here as well, but for the last couple of games on Invader, they both spawned in the bottom side of the map here, which is why this scouting overlord is so darn important for Scarlett. And yes, Nerchio gets the same scout as well, so both players get a full view of exactly what is going on in the other player's base. Nothing too surprising at all. They see the timing on the spawning pool. They're thinking they're lucky stars. It was not an early pool that they have to worry about and panic a little bit, because lings will be showing up pretty much momentarily if that were the case. But as it stands, some lings are on the way. Not that many. Both players going for the double queen, still continuing the drone production. And at 21-20 harvesters, Scarlett has a tiny lead at this point in the game. Was that a scouting? Oh, it's just an overlord for a minute there. I thought that was a drone, but no. Nope, no drone scouts in this game, just the overlords, and so far that has worked out just fine. Moving on out with some lings. Here's Nerchio. Those are just scouting lings. He's not making a lot of them. He's actually not even... Yeah, he just made those 2, and that was it. So you sometimes we'll see 4 or 6 for this kind of a poke, but 2 seems to be fine. Again, these guys are just looking for information. Both players are still continuing on. That is a quick third by Nerchio, though. So saw the timing of the pool, recognized that Scarlett was going for something more macro-oriented. And look at this, actually going for a lair. So she's got a lair coming up instead of going for that third hatch. The Overlord is checking to make sure that third hatch has not come down. Regardless, he says, I'm pretty sure that's the case, but here it is. Not one here and not one here either. So Nerchio doing a great job with the Overlords. Scarlett not doing quite as well here. Doesn't quite know about that hatchery yet, but should figure it out at some point. Nerchio with the lings trying to poke on in, can't quite get that one figured out. And speed about to finish for both of these players at virtually the same time. Both players getting a baneling nest, and Nerchio deciding not to go for the lair at all at this point. He has enough money to do so. He might do it actually right about now based on how much money he has, but nope. Instead, it's going for more and more drones. It is currently 31-33 harvesters. Scarlett has that worker lead and has that tech lead going for that lair, which is just about to pop. And there it goes. So the lair has popped here. Lings bouncing around. Speedlings for Nerchio. Trying to run on out. Defending it with some lings of her own is Scarlett. Both players again with Baneling Nest. And some defensive banelings morphing in for Scarlett. They shouldn't necessarily be required at this point. But, you know, you're never really sad that you had a couple banelings when speedlings are coming your way. Any queen here? Nope, Nerchio not getting queen at third base quite yet. Getting a second one here, though, which I assume is going to make the long walk up to the third, which can be annoying. Lings trying to get that scout off. No, Baneling crushes them. Absolutely explodes them before they can get inside the main base. So this lair is still unknown to Nerchio, playing in the dark after doing so well. And it is a Spire. Spire on the way. And Spore Crawler coming up for Nerchio. So I think he assumes, based on the fact that there's not a third base, it's going to be a 2-base something. And 2-base Muta is fairly popular in the ZVZ meta. So Scarlett is going for that one there. Lings heading out for Nerchio. I think Nerchio is trying to get there before the Mutas can pop and try to do some damage. Because again, it is quite a bit of a resource commitment to go for a Spire and try to hold up and save up your gas and save up your minerals so you can pop those Mutas as soon as that Spire is ready to go. Nerchio is going for 10 more lings, getting +1/+1 on those lings, which tell me he's probably going to go for mutas at some point, but might force a cancel on this third unless banelings. I don't think anything's coming to stop this from happening, and Scarlett's going to be forced to cancel her third. There it is. There's the cancel, and the drone does manage to survive with 1 hit point. Nerchio chasing these guys out. Baneling hits. Big old Baneling hits there. And the lings are forced to run away. This drone, oh, the drone lives and immediately replants the third. That's hilarious. That is very funny. 6 mutas on the way for Scarlett. Going to try to come out and do some damage. However, Spore Crawler there. No Spore Crawler here, surprisingly. And no Spore Crawler here either. Looks like there might have been one, but it was canceled. Nerchio, what are you doing? You know there are mutas coming. Why would you just assume you don't need static defense? Oh, Nidus Network. All right, I like this one. Nerchio going for a Nidus. Ling trying to force another cancel, but Scarlett's there with her own lings and banelings to make sure that does not happen. Are the mutas just playing defense right now? I think the mutas are kind of tasked with playing D, as there is some ling harassment going on here. And yeah, mutas overhead, killing an overlord. Supply blocking Nerchio momentarily there. +1 flyer attack being researched by Scarlett. Nerchio just kind of waiting for people to go away, and then he's going to try to kill this once more. But lings and banelings refuse to give it up. Overlord sees this. I'm not sure what Nerchio is planning on doing. The Mutaflock flying around trying to kill these guys from the air. No use in losing your own lings and banelings. Another Overlord going to die. Nerchio not going to be supply blocked this time. So again, Nidus Worm here. Anything inside it? No, nothing inside it yet. I'm not sure what Nerchio's plans are for this, but he's getting 3 queens at a time. He's going to push queens right into Scarlett's base. That has to be what it is. With the queens for the anti-air, here comes the Nidus. Where is it? Where is it? I can hear it. I mean, some lings are running around here. Lings still popping around. Oh, it's at the front. All right, so the queens are making their slow march down towards Scarlett's base. The mutas can't deal with this many queens. I really don't think they can. The muta's going to try to snipe down this Nidus Worm. I think is probably their best bet. They can't deal with these queens, and they do get the Nidus Worm very quickly. Lings rolling on in. Baneling's going to clear that out, though. Meanwhile, a couple lings on up here trying to knock down this base, and indeed going for the hatchery instead of going for the workers. No, some going for all the drones that are the mutas overhead. Going to try to deal with this as well. Are there enough lings? No, Nerchio does not think so. The queens still slow marching. Another Nidus popping up. More lings popping out here too. That is just in time because there are banelings and lings waddling in. Finally trying to defend against this is Scarlett. The mutas from overhead doing terrible, terrible damage. The banelings crashing on in. The queens, can they hold it on their own? I don't know if they can. Banelings against queens, surprisingly not terrible. And yeah, the queens are starting to get slowly whittled down. Roaches here from Scarlett too, doing an excellent job defending. And I think it's just going to be 4 queens against this many roaches. Probably not going to happen, but more and more lings popping on out. They are so useful in this situation where they can attack roaches without taking direct damage themselves because the roaches are usually worried about the queens. Spine crawlers coming up for defense, ready to plant, and retreating is Nerchio, getting out of there, losing the Nidus Network, and heading on home. Nerchio almost made that thing work, but man, the roaches came at just the right time for Scarlett, and he is just fine. Excellent, excellent. Excellent push there by Nerchio. Good hold by Scarlett too. Getting a Spire of his own. Here is Nerchio, but he's going to be super down in that muta count. I'm not sure how he can hope to keep up with Scarlett here. And also did not expand during that attack. I'm kind of surprised by this, but I think we're okay. APM over 300 for Scarlett, around 300 on average for Nerchio too. APM, or rather income, is 53 to 55 harvesters. Super, super duper even. Ling's trying to sneak in and kill this hatch. Not going to happen. Roaches were ready and waiting for that one. Ling's getting the nice run by, getting into the main base, trying to see what they can do. They do have the +1/+1 upgrade. Yes, going after some drones. Nice run by here. Just focusing those guys down. Not worrying about the queen at all. Roaches do have the +1 missile attack upgrade. Going to be useful in this situation. The Ling's now running back on out. And Spines stabbing them as they try to go. 3 of them still alive and 2 of them still alive. And now they're all gone. All gone. Some more lings just keeping the pressure up on Scarlett, making sure that Scarlett has nowhere to go. Has to worry about that if she moves out, then the lings will move in for the counterattack. So this is well played by Nerchio. Currently down 122 to 97 total supply. It is 72 to 35 army supply. Scarlett has a big old army right now. Lings trying to do some stuff, but again, well defended. So let's take a look at this thing. Only 2 mutas left for Scarlett. Surprising, but 24 roaches versus essentially nothing. 28 lings and 6 queens for Nerchio. So here comes a roach push. I'm not sure if Nerchio is going to be ready for this. He does have 4 mutas in production, but Lings and Queens not good against large, vast numbers of roaches, especially not the ones that have +1 missile attack. Banelings, too, very useful against large numbers of Lings that Nerchio is pulling off here. So, here comes the roach pushed. We have +1 Carapace on the way. We do not worrying about that one. Getting +1 melee attack, though. That should be just fine. And the roaches moving right on in. Any overseers with this armor? Yes, there are some mutas from overhead trying to do what they can to get rid of them. But a couple mutas here playing defense too. Queens stabbing away. And the mutas overhead. Are there enough of them? I don't think there are. Banelings crashing on everything. Queens trying to absorb those hits so the drones do not. Drones chasing them down. Good splits though by Nerchio. Amazing splits by Nerchio. Did lose 4 drones, but it could have been so much worse. Where the heck did all the roaches go? Are they all dead? There are some Lings left over. There's an Overseer there too. And, no, here they are. Okay, the roaches just killed more and more drones down there. Moving on into the main base. Once again, Muta's not very good in DPS against roaches unless they're in large numbers. And there just aren't that many here. Hydra Den coming up for Scarlett. This is a lot of dead drones right now. Just absolutely stutter-stepping her way to destruction inside Nerchio's base. Going to take out these queens. I have to imagine that's pretty much the only target down here for them to go for. And one queen is going to fall. The other one, too, possibly, and no, the queen lives. The queen lives. Lings trying to stop these reinforcing roaches from coming on in. +2/+2 on those Lings. That's going to be super useful in the situation. But Nerchio lost 24 drones there. 24. It's now 51-48, so surprisingly, Nerchio could afford to lose some of those drones. He's okay compared to his opponent, Scarlett. Dead Overlord there by Scarlett, and now it's 90-96 total supply, armor supply 50-45. Somehow Nerchio came out of there a lot better than I thought he would. Lings and Mutas trying to do what they can here. There are 4 queens with a lot of transfuses available. Look at these queens refusing to die, forcing the Mutas away. Their anti-air capabilities are legendary. And on display right there, Scarlett is going for an infestation pit. 10 Hydras. Woo! 10 Hydras getting +2 flyer attack and +2 missile attack. And Nerchio going for an infestation pit of his own and replacing his spire. I'm pretty sure that one got sniped down by the roaches, which is a bit annoying. But you can make another one for, I think it's 200 is the cost. Overseers scouting around. Mutas trying to kill stuff. Mutas against small numbers of Hydras, not bad. And actually picking off those Hydras for free. Essentially getting rid of some creep tumors, trying to get rid of Scarlett's eyes on the map. Overlord scouting this Ling counterattack, trying to be sneaky about it, but unfortunately getting seen immediately by that Overlord. In production for Nerchio, what does he have to deal with this thing? Actually, that's Nerchio heading back home, wasn't it? Yep, it was. So never mind. Scarlett saw the Lings running around, but now that Overlord is dead, both players have pulled back just a little bit. Just a bit there. Resources lost tab, pretty darn even. 13,000 lost for Scarlett, 11,900 for Nerchio. 50-61 Harvesters. Nerchio pulling ahead, actually, in worker count after losing 24 drones. 24 workers killed by Scarlett, only 13 killed by Nerchio, but somehow in the lead right now, really knows when to drone up and when not to drone up in ZVZ. So darn impressive, his game sense. More Overlords dying. Scarlett refusing to be supply blocked. Nerchio getting a hive. Not sure what he's planning on doing with that. Possibly Brood Lords, that would not be bad in this situation. Another base coming up for Scarlett here, so it is technically now 4 base to 4 base. A little bit late on the uptake. For that 4th is Scarlett, but I think everything should be okay unless the Mutas do force a cancel. Mutaflock looking fairly intimidating with 21 for Nerchio. No upgrades on them yet. +1 flyer attack on the way, but will not be ready to go for any time soon. And trying to get this thing down. They're not actually taking down that HP super fast, but getting on out. As recognizing the threat that a fungal and a bunch of Hydras can be to your Mutaflock. So he didn't get greedy. He didn't try to stay in there and get that thing regardless of the threat of losing all of his Mutas. Banelings getting morphed on in here too. Banelings excellent against Hydras, as guess what? Hydras are light units. And Banelings do that extra damage versus the light units. Let's see if we can see that exact number here. And it is, man, 43 versus light. Hydras only have 80 hit points. That means 2 Banelings enough to kill one. With the splash damage too, super effective. All right. So Scarlett, I'm not sure, has the correct composition here. Some good fungals could really turn the tides. And actually just sneaking along this lower path while the Lings come out and try to take this thing down. They're going to be able to get it, I think, as well. As they do have the +2/+2. Here comes Scarlett marching in. This is going to be close, ladies and gentlemen. 160-163 total supply. Ravagers, Roaches, Hydras, all of them with the +2 missile attack. No Carapace upgrades, though, which is a bit of a problem. But here comes Nerchio, and is he going to commit? Yes, Mutas on top of everything. The Infestors haven't actually thrown down a fungal quite yet. So both players just take a break. That hatchery is completely gone, courtesy of the Ling counterattacks that Nerchio has been doing. That's a big deal, though. That is a problem for Scarlett. 3 Ultras on the way for Nerchio now. I love the Ultras. And a Nidus network coming up from Scarlett now. Chitinous plating being researched at the same time by the Red Zerg player. All right, so I thought Scarlett was ready to rock, but perhaps just pulling back a tiny bit here. Overlord exploding thanks to help from the Hydralisks on the ground. And, I mean, is Scarlett just going to let the Ultras pop? Is that what this is? Because they are very close to popping. And indeed they are. Where are they, though? There they are, trundling on up. Mutas ready to rock. 182 to 177 total supply. Ling's just kind of hanging out, making sure 4th base does not get replanted. Mutas sniping down a Baneling. Very nice. Just being cost-efficient, being economical right now. Is Nerchio. Watch out for that fungal. Oh, does catch a big group of them. Run, Mutas, run. That chain fungal is too much. And all of the Mutas do end up getting massacred there. That was nice. That was a very close fungal. But she did manage to get it there. Nidus network popping on up. Ling's making sure no base there. This is it. This is make or break for Scarlett, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Roaches, Hydras, Ravagers coming in from the bottom side. The Banelings trying to crush on in. Absorbing a lot of hits, though, are the Roaches. Ultras. Nice pincer attack there. Fungals on the Baneling, still able to crush everything, and that is it. A GG from Scarlett. Scarlett is defeated, and Nerchio is victorious. Yeah, amazing multi-pronged attack there by Nerchio. Bottom side Ultras, right side Ultras, everywhere. Banelings on all sides there. A nice fungal. Again, Scarlett caught that group of Banelings with 1 nice fungal, but it takes 2 to kill them. And they were able to get in there and actually catch some of the Hydras in the backside. And I think that was it. That was the big connection that allowed Nerchio to win that one. So, well played by Nerchio. I really feel like that hold at about 10 minutes really solidified his point in the game. He was able to keep his 4th base. He didn't lose that. Yes, he lost some workers, but he was able to replace those with little to no problem. 4th base here for Scarlett never really got going. And if you're going to go 3 base against 4 base, you better hope it's not ZVZ, else you are in a lot of trouble. Resources lost, 20,000, lost by Scarlett to 18,700 by Nerchio. In the end there, it was 49 to 66 harvesters. Look at that income superiority that Nerchio had. Scarlett's last-ditch effort wasn't quite able to make it work. The Ultras came at the right time for Nerchio, and that is all she wrote. All right, so that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what is on what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.